Welcome, Gunrunner.
Hello everybody, Kieran aka the Laird here, and I'm back with a hardware review for you. And this week it's something that I didn't even know existed, which to me is quite interesting. As you can see, it's an All-Star Stadium My Arcade Pocket Player. Now, those of you who follow my channel and have been for some time will remember I have looked at some Pocket Player devices before. I looked at one that had a strangely shaped, kind of blocky one that was Data East themed, that had like Burger Time on it, and trying to think what else was on that. Burger Time, Bump and Jump, Joe and Mac. It was stuff like that. But it was Data East themed, but there was, as well as the Data East games, Heavy Barrel was another one on there, actually thinking about it. Um, there was loads of like those awful kind of flash style games that you get on a lot of these devices, that seem to be repeated across a lot of them. So there's loads of those in it as well, most of which were rubbish, um, and they all use sort of Famiclone hardware. So these are all Famiclone based, they're all NES based, because the Data East one I looked at, um, again, it wasn't the arcade versions, though it was called My Arcade. A bit deceiving, really, because it's all the NES versions. So NES Burger Time, and NES Heavy Barrel, etc. Not the much superior arcade version, sadly, which I always felt there was no excuse for. To be honest, it's very easy to emulate arcade stuff these days with modern technology, as some of the Namco ones that they've made um, have shown. The what they call quarter arcades. That's the one I was trying to think of. Namco quarter arcades. Um, those ones, they're all just emulating the arcade game. There's various ones now that emulate arcade versions, and you may also remember that later on in the channel I looked at a My Arcade one that was Pac-Man themed. That one was a bit more interesting because it had Pac-Mania on it, which seemed to be the Mega Drive version, so it wasn't all just NES. But that one had just a few games on it. So I think it was Pac-Man. I'm trying to remember what was on it now. Pac-Man, Pac Attack, and Pac-Mania. So it might have even been three games, thinking about it. And I remember saying at the time that it really should have had more on it because there was so many more they could have had on it, basically. Um, Even if they weren't using the arcade versions, which once again they weren't, you know, it could have had Pac-Land and Junior Pac-Man, etc. on it. There was plenty of other Pac-Man games they could have put on it. Um, Even that strange Pack-in Time platformer that I looked at the other day on the channel when I looked at the new Pac-Man Museum Plus compilation that came out. But I digress slightly. So I knew that there was other ones you could get. Like, for example, I knew that there was a Contra one that you could get. I knew that there was a Dig Dug one you could get of these. Um, and there's quite a few different themed ones, and each one only has like a few games on it, and that's it. Like the Pac-Man one, basically. But I was not aware of this one, which is All Star Stadium. And the only way I became aware of this is because eBay recommended it to me. In fact, I've said this on the channel recently, that just recently eBay's got so much better at its recommendations. It always just used to recommend stuff that I already had, because you bought something, it recommends it to you again because of how their algorithms work. But it's just so annoying me, that it just recommends stuff that I wasn't interested in or that I'd already bought. But now it seems to be like you might be interested in things, and it's been quite good. That's how I got the Barcode Battler, which I looked at on the channel quite recently. Um, and that's how I came across this, because it showed me this as a thing that I might be interested in. And I saw it, and I was like, well, I've never heard of that one before, All Star Stadium version of the My Arcade. Uh, and it was only £12, so I thought, for that price, why not? It's worth a look, especially for the channel, more than anything. It's brand new as well, which is even better. So brand new, £12, great, can't complain at that at all. So here it is. So I've left it in the box and everything, and I've got it all ready to go with batteries, etc. But as you can see, it's All-Star Stadium, seven sport titles, as you might have guessed by the name. And that looks like goal on the NES on the front. I'm pretty sure that's what that is. So it's no doubt NES based again. I've not even turned this on yet, so we're actually looking at it for the first time because I thought it'd be nice to do it that way. I can sort of share my first experiences of it. So large full colour screen. Shows it with a carry strap there, 2 buttons, etc. Powered by 4 AA batteries or micro USB not included. Visit their social media, blah blah blah. If we turn it back round, actually on the bottom there, I notice it interesting that it's an American one that says it's imported into the Czech Republic. So how it's ended up over here, I don't know, but there we go. These fronts open. It says lift lever down the bottom corner. So there we go. So there it shows the handheld, obviously at the bottom, behind the plastic with a sort of overlay stuck over the screen. And then it says 7 fun games, but it shows 4 of them there, weirdly, only 4, which is bases loaded. Hang on, bases at 1, 2, 3, 4 versions of bases loaded. My God, that's why it's 7 games then. They've included 4 versions of bases loaded for the NES, which seems like overkill to me. Hoops, Racket Attack, and Goal. So these are all Jaleco games then. I've just noticed that, all by Jaleco, who are quite a pretty good arcade manufacturer back in the day. You don't really hear much of them these days. I think a lot of people have forgotten about Jaleco. But they did some quite cool stuff, especially shoot 'em ups. P-47 Thunderbolt's the one that springs to mind that Jaleco did that I really liked. But yeah, they did some decent stuff back in the day, Jaleco. So let's open it up. So it opens up at the side. And we'll see what we've got inside. Because there's loads of stuff stuck in a box. When I got it out earlier just to check it was all in there and it was all okay before I started the video. There's some sellotape that's holding the top bit in. That's got caught on the manuals. That's not a very good idea, is it, the way they've designed that? So what we've got here, so this will probably show them actually. Because first of all, we've got this leaflet. So this shows. So on one side we've got their mini arcade machines. I don't actually have any of these mini arcade machines, but they do these ones, tiny little ones. Again, these are all NES based. We've got Burger Time, Bad Dudes, this is Dragon Ninja. Oh yeah, that was on the Data East one. Karate Champ, so is that. Caveman Ninja, Heavy Barrel. Yeah, so they're all on the Data East handheld that I've got. Pac-Man, Dig Dug, Gallagher, Pac-Man. These are all available as small ones, if I remember right as well. Mappy, Galaxian, Rolling. I didn't know Rolling Thunder existed. And weirdly, coming soon. Why would you not say what it is? Why would you just put coming soon? It's just they wanted to fill the gap, I suppose. And then Taito games, because obviously it's got Data East, Bandai Namco, and then Taito's a Bubble Bobble one. That's probably worth getting. An Elevator Action, quite cool. But I'm guessing it's the NES versions again. Coming soon. Collect them all. I really should pick up a couple of these to see what they're like actually, because I don't have any of them. The Rolling Thunder one interests me because it's something different. Whereas the others are the same old games you see on so many of these handhelds. I suppose Mappy's a bit different, but I was never much of a fan of Mappy, to be honest. Yeah, I'm certainly interested in. I might see if I can acquire the Rolling Thunder one, or perhaps one of the 2 Taito ones, Bubble Bobble or Elevator Action. I like the Bubble Bobble one for the art, to be honest, more than anything. And then the other side, we've got the handhelds. So I said I've got the Pac-Man one. That's the one I looked at on the channel. I've looked at Pac-Man. Ms. Pac-Man, as I said, there was a Ms. Pac-Man one. Gallagher, yeah. Dig Dug, which is, I've seen the Dig Dug one about a lot. I've seen it in a few regular shops and stuff, but I've never seen it cheap enough to make me go, yeah, I'll snag that. I mean, the Pac-Man one I only got for a tenner from B&M, which was great. But the only other one I've ever seen in a regular retail store is Dig Dug, funnily enough. I've seen the others advertised online, but yeah. Bubble Ball, so I didn't know that one existed actually. That's interesting. And Don Doko Don, I didn't know that existed either, which is interesting. Don Doko Don 2, and Chack and Pop. And Chack and Pop actually is somewhat of a prequel to Bubble Bobble, so that's quite interesting. It was maybe been better on the Bubble Bobble one, but I guess they're trying to balance it to 3 games on each one. So there's the Dig Dug one. The third game on it is Tower of Druaga, which I didn't know. On Gallagher, it's Xevious, which is strange. It's the third game. As Pac-Man also has Mappy on it and Sky Kid. Oh yeah, I was right about Pac-Man. It is just 3 games. Pac-Man, Pac-Panic, Pac-Mania. Yeah, I was right about that. Bubble Bobble Bubble Bobble Tot 2 and Rainbow Islands. That makes sense. It's a set. But yeah, that's interesting. And then Jaleco classic titles. So there's Bases Loaded Pocket Player, which has got Bases Loaded 1 to 4, Racket Attack, Goal and Hoops. This is All-Star Stadium Pocket Player. Goal, Racket Attack, Bases Loaded 1 to 4. So it's the same games then. So you've got the same handheld called two different things. One's called All-Star Stadium and the other's called Bases Loaded. That's really bizarre to make the same one twice with just the same games line up but call it something different. How strange. There we go. Really, really weird to do that. But we'll stick that over there for a minute, shall we? Stick it behind the box. There we go. Turn the box up. We've got a All-Star Stadium Pocket Play user guide. I don't really think we need that, do we? Obviously, in every conceivable language, and tells you what the controls are and how to play the games. I suppose you're not familiar with them, but games like this of this era are generally pretty easy to pick up and play, especially sports games. So let's take it out of the packaging. So yeah, it does come with a carry strap, which is kind of nice, I suppose. I don't remember the Pac-Man one having that, and these stickers on the back. I don't remember them being on the Pac-Man one as well. Could be wrong. So as I say, it feels so light. We've got nice decals, and this should come off. Oh, here's the thing that says peel. Well, it says peel, but it's almost impossible to get off. Now I'm going to have to find something to peel it with. I've got a pen here. I wonder if that'll work. Ah, there we go. I don't have any nails, which doesn't help. Usually I'd get my wife to do it. So there we go. Nice sparkly new screen. Select and start button, A and B button, joypad, a headphone socket on the bottom, City Connection Company Limited. Oh, that's obviously he bought the Jaleco IP, I guess, because City Connection is a really good Jaleco game. Big fan of City Connection, very underrated. Surprised I haven't done one with that on actually. And there's a power on button, volume control, and the USB port. But we'll put some batteries in it. How do these come off? They're supposed to slide down, aren't they? Okay. And I've just realised I've grabbed the wrong set of batteries. Now I'm going to have to go and grab another set. So let me just pause it momentarily. Be back in 1 sec. Okay, sorry about the jump there. I naturally assumed it took double A's for some reason, and it doesn't. It takes triple A's. So I have some triple A's now. I've got a box of batteries that I use for such occasions, because I buy so many of these things. I don't know why a lot of the time, because they're rubbish a lot of the time, but I'm always intrigued to find out, and I think it's the collector in me. Feels like I should buy them, and they're always good to look at on the channel, as I'm sure you'd agree. So let's turn it on, and there's a lot of sunlight on the screen. So there we go. So goal, racket attack, hoops, bases loaded 1, bases loaded 2, bases loaded 3, bases loaded 4. So let's look at goal first. There we go. It changed the copyright message there as well. Noticed. Okay, so Goal was a conversion of a home computer game, which I seem to remember was designed by at least one of the people behind the Kickoff games. I seem to remember. Let's go into demo mode, which is good, so you can see a little bit for a minute. Looks very slow, but the isometric viewpoint's quite unique for the NES, I suppose. Why does the Goal look so massive? That's quite cool, isn't it? Argentina beating England. Right, let's go and select them. So our only option is one player mode. Okay. Plus we have World Cup tournament shootout competition. That sounds good. So what do I do here then? Eh? Ah. I thought this would be penalty shootout competition. Apparently it's not. Some kind of weird skills testing. So you've got to pass it and shoot then. Looks like. How bizarre. Oh my god, it's actually a lot harder than it looks, that's for sure. I've messed up every single one, haven't I? Oh my god. Wow. Well, that's really weird. So I chose a different person, it made no difference. So you've got to try and get past it, beat the man and shoot. Which is actually quite difficult. There doesn't seem to be any way to direct the shot particularly easily either. It's the closest I've come. Oh dear. Oh, he saved it. At least he got a shot on target though. Oh well, that's something, isn't it? So, yeah. Let's go to World Cup. Argentina, Holland, Denmark, USA. England, wrong flag, because that's the Union Jack, it's not the England flag. Italy, Japan. The Italy flag doesn't look quite right either. That's just the way the screen's angled to me. I can't see the green. Japan, France. Brazil, Spain, Algeria, USSR, you can tell how old it is. West Germany as well, obviously countries that don't exist anymore. There we go, let's go England then. So England, Italy, that's a tough starter match, isn't it? God, it's so horrifically slow. Wow. This feels so sluggish. At least I got a shot away. Yeah. We've got absolutely nobody up the pitch. That's always good, isn't it? Yeah. Well, not a great football game, is it? I suppose you've got to give them some props for trying something different with the isometric view and stuff. Certainly a lot better than the awful soccer, which is just a terrible game. The original NES one. I'm trying to think of an NES football game that is good actually. Strangely, I quite like Nintendo World Cup, even though it's not a very traditional football game. That was weird, you look like he was having a fit. But I quite like Nintendo World Cup. It's just fun, isn't it? Right, enough of that. Let's try another game once I'll be there for ages. So let's have a look at racket attack. Tennis, as I guessed. So start. Man or woman? Cool. Play. Bernard first. Brovsky, Carter, Eagle, Horn, Watt, Gibco. Strange flipping names. I've got to play as Gibco. Oh my god, what strange names. Reminds me of that baseball game for the NES where it's got all the really weird names where they tried to make them sound anglicised. And I missed. This seems alright for a tennis game though. I can't seem to return the shots at all. No, I don't seem to be very good at this, do I, at all? Yeah, I won the point. Yeah, that's pretty decent actually. That's a good tennis game. Never played it before, but it's actually good. Oops. What this is all about then. Is this traditional basketball or is it like street basketball? I'm guessing it's like street basketball. Bobby face. I'll be whiz. And I've got legs with me. Always good. Always good to have. Okay. Got some different options there. I'll just stick with the default one so see what it's like. So Zap and Whiz versus Legs and Bomber. This is a shootout contest. And let's just see who goes first, apparently. Oh, it's just half court. Ah. Well, that's pretty cool, isn't it? Look at that. It's quite difficult though. That was terrible. Oh my god, I've missed every fucking shot I've taken. Ah, suck at that, don't I? That's not bad though. Not a bad game. Never played it before. But it's not terrible. So bases loaded, we've got 4. Let's just go with the 1. The original bases loaded. There we go. This is a bit of a legendary game in NES circles, I believe, but I have to say that I hate NES. I hate baseball games. If I can get everything right. I just want to start the game. I've never liked baseball games. I've always thought they're terrible. So he didn't hit that. We've got that one. I think he's knocked it out of the park. So I've got the fielder now. Throw it back. Okay. So there we go. It's baseball. Yeah, it's alright. It's baseball games go, I suppose. I don't want to play it anymore though. There we go. So, what do I think then? Yeah, actually, it's better than I expected it to be in many ways because a lot of old sports games are terrible. I mean, running down the list, Goal, yeah, that wasn't great. interesting, I suppose, in terms of what they try to do with the viewpoint and stuff, but not the greatest game in the world. Um, and now I've got a cat shouting at me. Uh, as always, they love to be in my videos, as you know. So that's Rufus shouting at me right now. He appeared in my last video that I did as well. So yeah, goal was meh, not great. It was the problem with goal was the speed. It's so sluggish, and I'm guessing that was caused by the use of the isometric viewpoint. Racket attack, very good tennis game actually. I thought that was rather good. Hoops seemed pretty decent as well for a sort of half court 2-on-2 basketball game. And bases loaded seemed fine as baseball games go, but I always say I don't like baseball games. The question is whether you would buy one of these to play old sports games. Because let's face it, when you're retro collecting, you'll know that the old sports games are the ones that you can pick up for like a couple of pounds each. A couple of dollars if you're over in America. They're always the ones that nobody wants. You can get them very cheap. And, they're bargain bin fodder, so to speak. So it seems strange that you'd pick a load of old sports games to put on one of these collections, because I can't imagine actually that this lineup of games is actually going to entice that many people. But you never know. There you go. But it seems okay. I just think the arcade ones are better, and I think that's what most people would prefer to play. Is the arcade ones. But for £12, I can't grumble, and it's all right. I mean, games play fine. The screen's pretty good. So yeah, let me know what you think in the comments if you've got this one, or you find it interesting. As always, I love to know your thoughts. But as always, I've been the Laird. I thank you for watching my review of the All Star Stadium handheld, my arcade pocket player, should I say? And I'll see you all again for another video very soon. Thanks for watching. Bye bye.